Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm doing an unexpected freezer inventory tonight because I came home planning to make a lasagna for dinner and then realized it was buried much deeper in my freezer than I remembered. So these meatballs are going with the lasagna tonight. They were in the freezer, and I'm gonna put maybe a fourth of a package on that pan and cook it for the other 30 minutes that the lasagna needs to cook. Sorry for the bad lip syncing the first part of this video, but I filmed without realizing my microphone wasn't on. Thanks for sticking with me. So here's a tour of all the food out of my freezer. These are the infamous Dr. Prager burgers. And as you can well see from this ginormous pile, I have a ton of them, even more than I recalled. Crazy, crazy. It turned out, a total of 104 of these things. So basically, we have to eat them twice a week for the rest of our lives, or we're never going to get through them all. My guess is I probably will end up tossing some of them, which just makes me sad, but I got paid to buy them. I literally got them for free and made around $1 per package, which is why I have so darn many. So if we eat them all, great. If we don't, that's the way it goes. Lesson learned on that. I also bought these little mini Dr. Prager sliders. There's 2 in a package, and these actually come with a bun. Those things are great. We really enjoyed those. I was happy to find these in the freezer. I thought I was out. These were on the very bottom level. And I wish I could buy more because they're so handy. But Publix put them on clearance, I want to say 6 months ago, and I've never seen them since in any of the Publix. So I think Dr. Prager discontinued them, much to my dismay. But I have plenty of the big guys left. All I need is a bun, right? Can't believe how many of those stinking things I have. That's just a blessing and crazy at the same time. I also have a lot of beef, more than I realized. 2 beef roasts, a couple pounds of ground beef. Well, actually, a total of 4. And I had thought I was going to run out to Aldi today because they have their new sale out this week. And they have the 4 pounds of the grass fed beef for $17 and change. And I really thought I was going to need to buy some, but I'm so glad the fates caused it to work out for me to realize I don't need any ground beef. We are doing good to eat ground beef once a week, usually less than that. So between the 2 small packages of the grass fed and then the larger package of regular ground beef, that will probably get us through the end of February, is my guess, easily. And then there is a top sirloin steak that I bought to cut up for fajita meat, and a couple of roasts under there. So we're good to go on beef, no question about that. And then these things, this is pre-cooked grilled chicken strips. And the reason why I have so many, of course, they were on BOGO at Publix. There was an Ibotta deal. I had great coupons. There are 2 brands here, Purdue, which I think that was on a BOGO for around $4.50 total. And then I had an Ibotta rebate of like $1.50, $2 a package. I don't think I had a coupon for those. And then the packages in the back, those are Springer Mountain Farms brand, which I actually prefer over the Purdue, surprisingly. And BOGO, plus I had $1.50 off coupons per package from signing up to Dr. Prager's website. So I love those things on salads. And this is more Springer Mountain Farms chicken, but these are the whole breasts that are pre-cooked. And honestly, guys, this is not a paid promo. I just can't get over what good quality this meat is for pre-cooked chicken. It really tastes like I made it myself. It doesn't have that weird kind of spongy texture. It's just good quality meat, and I highly recommend if you see it on sale in your area, get some. And I think there's 5 or 6 breasts per package there, and I have a total of 3. One's in a side by side. And then this bag, these are chicken thigh and leg quarters. And I know I bought this thing shortly after I got my freezer. So probably back when they were around $6 for a 10-pound package. And now I don't even know how much they are now. I haven't priced them. I'm assuming $3 or $4 more. And then these 2 package of chicken breasts, I snapped these up maybe 6 months, a year ago when there were no chicken breasts in the flat packs. And just out of anxiety, I snapped up a couple of packages of those. Those are kind of last resort for me. And then as you can see, we have a ton of chicken breasts, a lot more than I realized. I figured I had maybe 20, 25 breasts, but no, I have over 50. And I'm not complaining. I'm very blessed. And I don't know about you guys who have done a freezer inventory, but look at these red stickers. I'm like, wow, the fantastic deals, the nostalgia of being able to get good prices on groceries. You just don't see anything like that anymore, right? That's a pork tenderloin or a turkey tenderloin that I got for 50% off. So I probably paid like $3 or $4 for that thing. Wow. Who knew? Who knew prices were going to skyrocket like they have? It's just crazy, crazy. And then this basket is pork. And check this thing out. This pork roast, I made the mistake of shoving that thing in the wire basket. Then it expanded when it froze. And now you know why it's sitting in that basket, because I couldn't get the sucker out of there. But luckily, by the time I got through with my big freezer inventory shuffle, it had thawed out enough to manhandle it out of there. But that's half of a 5-pound, 6-pound roast. That's pork carnitas, pork chops, and a pork tenderloin in there. We don't eat a lot of pork, maybe once a week at most. Then I have more veggie burgers. I will say the Beyond burgers are much tastier than the Dr. Prager burgers. They really do taste very close to a real burger, especially if you put a little liquid smoke on them while you're cooking them, which turns out to be actually surprisingly healthy. And these Beyond sausage brats, those are surprisingly good. I stock up on those as often as they go on BOGO, and I have a coupon because they're really pricey, like $9 for 4 of them. Get the spicy Italian, though, not the regular. It's not really very spicy at all, but it has a lot of flavor. And then a couple of packages of sausage, one here and 1 or 2 in my side by side. Same thing with the kielbasa. And I have 3 frozen pizzas that were pretty beat up looking because I took them out of the boxes so I'd have more room. Crazy, huh? We'll get those eaten eventually. And then these are more of the snacky type items, which we really don't eat often. We do eat the meatballs maybe once a week on those with pasta. These are veggie crumbles, which I don't really care for. I've got 2 packages there because I basically got them for close to free. Had no idea if I'd like them, on BOGO, coupons, Ibotta. But I'm telling you, if you're going to eat these, you have to do it with a lot of seasoning. And then this is a package of Knip. It's a German breakfast meat. It's basically a mix of pork roast and beef roast with oatmeal and spices. I love it, but my YAs aren't really into it. You just slice off, thin slices, fry them in a pan like you would bacon. This is some leftover chicken soup. I wasn't sure if this was even going back in the freezer, but I found room for it. And then a couple packages of ground chicken. We don't eat that very often. I do the P.F. Chang's lettuce cup with those. And then a ton of frozen veggies, even more than I thought I had. And I actually have 5 or 6 more packages than what you see here because they're in the side-by-side freezer, and I didn't want to get all that out. And this basket, I have 4 big packages of the pasta dinner, so you just heat up in a skillet. The Aldi brand in front there is actually much tastier than the Bird's Eye. My YAs agree, so just food for thought there. And just a big variety of veggies here. I've got, mixed sweet potatoes, roasted potatoes, green beans, peas. So yeah, that's all my stuff from my freezer. I can't believe how much I had in there. It was like shopping. In a way, it was really fun, even though it was a ton of work pulling all of that out of there, especially on a work night that I wasn't planning on doing it. But it all started with that darn lasagna being so much deeper in the freezer than I remembered. And by the time I got all the stuff out to get to the lasagna, I said, what the heck? Okay, so here's the inventory, you guys. I have way, way more than I realized, of course. 58 chicken breasts, that's double what I thought I had. Grilled chicken strips, I have 11 packages. 10 pounds of chicken thighs, quarters. 2 pounds of ground chicken, 4 pounds of ground beef. You get the idea. You can see what all is here. But what's really shocking is how many Dr. Prager burgers I have. 104. It turned out there was another package in the side-by-side I'd forgotten. I'd shuffled around. So the number went up even higher than I first had calculated. Just crazy. And then I have a lot of seafood, especially since I'm the only one in the house that likes it. So call that good through June there, easy. And then we have, the miscellaneous meats like a ham and a turkey breast and that kind of thing. So we easily have enough meat to last us with a ton of variety through March, no problem. Really, probably through April, realistically. And if you include those Dr. Prager burgers, I mean, make it 2024. So that's just crazy, but we are well blessed and very thankful to have it. All right, so here's my empty freezer, and that blue stuff you see on the bottom is from plastic bins that cracked from being cold down there and shuffling things around a whole bunch. I will say it looks like it needs a defrosting, but I think I can just use the little plastic scraper that came with it and get most of that off, and then a little dustpan and hand broom, and that's all I'm going to bother doing. I'm very pleased to say it doesn't have any more frost buildup than that after 2.5 years. And being in South Florida out here in my garage, and so I'm very pleased it's in as good a shape as it is. Just for anyone who might be interested, this is the after of scraping the freezer down, using a dustpan and broom to get all the ice chunks out of there. The stuff that's left on the sides here and there is so thin, it's not even 1/8 of an inch thick. So I don't really care about getting it perfect. And it was this little tool that came with the freezer that I used, and I'm
surprised what a great job that did. I mean, I'm only showing you this because it literally took me 2 minutes, and that was just because I didn't bring a bucket out here to dump the ice in when the dustpan got full, so I had to keep running into the laundry sink.
So, yeah, that's my massive amount of frozen food from my freezer that I have to now get with it and put away. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, it all began with a frozen lasagna. But at least I won't need to do it this weekend.
Okay, so that whole basket is full of chicken breasts and about 8 pounds of chicken leg quarters because I'm getting ready to cook 2 sets of that, if you call it that, for the cats tonight. And this is a combination of, well, the 2 packages of ground chicken on top because it wouldn't fit in the chicken basket. And then the pork and the beef because I did not have enough to fill up one of those baskets. And I pre-measured these in my freezer. They'll stack on top of each other. To give you guys a little inspiration for and ideas for anyone that might need it, I got these soft, because they're kind of pliable, baskets at Aldi on an Aldi's Find last spring, but I'm sure you can find some of those at Walmart or something similar. I'm hoping they won't crack and be as hard to maneuver in and out of there as these little Dollar Tree plastic baskets that I have had to double and triple up to be sturdy enough to get in and out of the freezers. So now I have to put the 2 hanging baskets, find room for a little bit of those big bags of stuff, and these pizzas. Hopefully I'm gonna make it. The only thing I kept out of the freezer was 1 pound of ground beef and 2 of those thigh and chicken leg quarters taken out of that great big bag, which hardly put a dent in it. Okay, wow, you guys. That was almost worth an hour and a half of cardio, freezing cold hands, and a very short evening time I have left. But I don't know if you can tell. I actually have room to get a little bit of stuff in there, which I'm not gonna do, I swear, I swear. And I've tried to organize it in a way that, you know, the stuff we're probably gonna want a quick grab is right on the top. God bless you all for any freezer shuffling you've had to do because it is a lot of work. But I'm feeling really good about our food supply.
Please pardon my crazy hair. It's the end of a long evening, but a fruitful one. And I have finally let my hair down, literally and figuratively. I'm out here on the patio having a glass of wine and wrapping things up. Just wanted to say to you a couple of things. First, I'm a newbie at this YouTube stuff, as you all can tell. And I bought a microphone to help improve the sound quality. And I filmed 11 minutes of the food tour, not realizing the microphone wasn't on. So had to do a little voiceover. I cut most of that out so I don't frustrate anybody, hopefully. And I'll do my best to lip sync in the first part. And also wanted to say, just real quickly, a summary of how many months these various food categories will last us now that I've given it more thought. We have enough chicken breast. If we eat chicken breast twice a week, which is 4 breasts a week, to last us 3 months. And that's not including leftovers. We have enough beef to eat that once a week for 2 months, not including leftovers. Same thing with the pork, once a week. Same thing with the miscellaneous meats like turkey breasts, a ham, kielbasa, etc. And then, of course, the seafood, which only I eat, that I mentioned earlier. So that's an easy 3 months at once a week. And since I usually only get into that maybe once or twice a month, I'll be doing good to get all of that gone by June. So, yeah, that's my productive, unexpected freezer inventory. It all started with a lasagna. You never know. But I will say, being part of the YouTube community is really making me get more done in a week. You know, you got to come up with content, and it's stuff I wanted to do anyway, but I'm getting through my to do list with more alacrity. So, thank you all for inspiring me, for tuning in, for your likes, for your subscribes, and any comments you'd like to share. I really do appreciate all of it. Thank you. Take care.